Hey ladies, we are on video 3 of our personal growth program, and I'm really excited about this. And I love seeing all your comments on our blog, and I've been able to get back to most of those. And I just appreciate you guys sharing areas, and even the areas you're a little bit fearful of, and you know, what does this look like? So thank you so much for your honesty and your transparency. You guys are great. Okay, let's get into where we kind of are now. I got a few things for you. You're at the point now, and if you're new to this, you can still jump in. We are in the planning stages of this to start in January. Okay, so we got our notebooks. That was the easy thing. Buy you a notebook, buy you a journal, whatever. It didn't matter to me what it looked like. Okay, what we started, I suggested last week, is to start looking for specific areas of needed growth in your life. And you some like jumped out to you right away. You knew right away certain areas that you kind of want to tackle. But then there's going to be some that you need to just ask the Lord to reveal this to you. Lord, show me, where do I need spiritual growth? I want to share with you, this is a passage of scripture that I've been using for my own personal spiritual growth plan that I've been kind of putting together since this summer. And it's in Philippians 3, verse 12. It goes all the way to chapter 4, verse 1. But I just want to focus on verse 15. It says, therefore, all who are mature should think this way. So there's an expectation that we should be maturing as Christians, okay? And if you think differently about anything, God will reveal this to you. And so scripture tells us that if there's an area that we need to think differently, that needs change, God can reveal this to you, okay? He's a big God, and he can use people and different means and ways to reveal these things to you. So what you want to do is, first of all, the areas that you just know right away are your areas of spiritual growth. And then ask the Lord, show me. Take off the blinders of my eyes and show me some areas where I need to grow spiritually. Then if you're really brave, you can go ahead and ask maybe a spouse, a friend, a coworker, a family member, a child, a parent. What are some areas that you think I need some growth in? Now, I suggest pray before you do this so you don't get mad at them when they say it. And then don't take it as criticism, but take it as constructive criticism, okay? Areas that they see in you, because sometimes we don't see it in ourselves, okay? So you're starting to identify your focus areas, What I want you to do is, when you start identifying those areas, I want you to start attaching some scripture verses to those. And you may say, I don't know how to do that, Deanna. Well, once again, if you ask the Lord, he will do this, okay? In James, he tells us, you want wisdom, ask. I believe wholeheartedly in this. Just, God, I need help in this area. He wants to, so he will reveal this to you. But this is what I say, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for scripture verses. Maybe it's your pastor that uses a verse in one of his messages. It may not have anything to do with, the message may not have anything to do with your personal spiritual growth, but that verse could. Write it down. Maybe in a Sunday school class, in a Bible study. Maybe someone sends you an online devotional or something like that, and you're like, that's exactly what I was looking for. Just be on the lookout for different things, and different things that people say to you, and just different things that you see in books, and I don't know, just anywhere. Be on the lookout for how God's going to reveal this to you, because he will reveal to you. Okay, so you want to state your specific areas and then start identifying some scripture verses that go with them. Ask yourself this question. You can put this in your notebook. Will I be more like Christ 1 year from now? Will I be more like Christ 1 year from now? And that is our goal here, to be more like Christ. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7, in the last half of the verse, it says to train yourself to be more godly. This doesn't just happen, ladies. It's not that this osmosis thing that I lay my head down, I wake up more spiritual. I go to church, I'm more spiritual because I went to church. No, I've got to train myself to be more godly. And so this isn't taking away anything. Don't misunderstand me, that God does the work in us. It's Christ in me doing the work in me. This is just me saying, here I am. Do it. Work in me. Show me what you want me to do. So this isn't about just, a big old long list. This is about you connecting with God and opening yourself up and asking him to reveal these things to you, and then helping you to grow in these certain areas. I just want to share a few things with you that I've been finding in my research, and this kind of goes along with what the scripture verse said. But this is the statement I want to read. In thinking of Paul challenging Timothy in his spiritual growth, take personal responsibility for intentionally and systematically investing in transformation towards Christ likeness. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're taking personal responsibility. It's not my husband's responsibility. It's not my preacher's responsibility. It's not my Bible study teacher's responsibility. It's not anyone else's responsibility for my spiritual growth but me. And in that, I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to be systematic. And so what I'm doing here is I'm challenging you to be intentional. That's what I'm doing. That's what the first two videos were about. Challenging you to go ahead and attempt this spiritual growth plan. Then I am now teaching you how to be systematic in doing that. What's the result? Transformation towards Christ likeness. We will be transformed at the end of this. Now, some of you may hate this, some of you may love it, but I'm going to share some statistics with you. 3 out of 5 Christian adults claim to have a deep commitment to the Christian faith, but they are not involved in any intentional effort to grow spiritually. Is that you? Was it you, did I mean to say? Only 4 of 10 church believers responded that they set personal spiritual goals for themselves. Okay, and that's what I challenge you to do so we can break these statistics. Set goals. Set goals. Last statistic. Only 2 of 10 believers who are serious about their spiritual development have defined these spiritual goals. And that's what I'm going to try to help you do, is to define these things and then set specific ways that we are going to accomplish this goal. And that's what next video is going to be about, and how we set these specific ways and how to think that way. And so what I want to just encourage you now is to identify your focus areas and start attaching some verses to them. I go back to Philippians 3 verse 12 through chapter 4 verse 1. This was a passage that when I started this, I'm like, Lord, show me some passages, and this one jumped out and it was like, this is one of them. So I wrote it down, and just a few weeks ago I had opportunity to just take a few moments before my family got up in the morning, and I was just like, Lord, why did you give me this verse? Why did you give me this scripture? Show me why. And as I opened up that scripture, I had my notebook out. I'm like, teach me. Teach me. What do you want me to learn out of this? And I would read the verse and I would write down what I felt like the Lord was saying to me. And so as I read verse 12, this is what I got from that. Everyone has room and places to grow because we've not already attained. That's what verse 12 says, that we've not already attained. And so my thought was, where are mine? Where are my areas? Where are my areas that I've not already attained? Because I'm telling you, there's lots of areas I've not already attained. Then verse 12 went on to say, make every effort. Well, then this is when I realized it's going to take some work, ladies. It's going to take some work on our part. Verse 13 went on to one thing. One thing. Lord, what is one thing? Focus. What is my one thing focus? And so I wrote mine, one thing focus is to blank, 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 blank. And that's where I'm filling in my areas, my focus. And I just went down on this verse and just wrote the thought that just kind of hit me as I read that verse. Ladies, I just want to challenge you and encourage you to be intentional about this. If you've not jumped in already, I just ask you right now to say, Lord, do you want me to be involved with something? And I can probably pretty much guarantee that He's going to say yes, because He wants us to be intentional about our spiritual growth. So you've got your notebook. You're starting to think about the areas. Now you're starting to attach some scripture verses to those. Now don't think you have to do this all in one setting, okay? This is something that you're like thinking about all the time. And maybe you hear something on the radio and like, oh, at the stoplight, you have to hurry up and write that down, okay? This is something that we're going to take until January to really develop this, so that when we start in January, we know where we're going. We know where we're going, okay? So ask the Lord, reveal to me the areas that I need to grow in. And I just challenge you, ladies, just to really open your eyes, because God will start speaking to you. God will reveal. He promises to do that. He promises to reveal those areas. And then just to get excited about this, because you know what? God's doing a new thing in you. A new thing is springing up in you. And I want to be more like Christ at the end of this year. And I want you to be more like Christ at the end of this year as well. So let's go, ladies. We're in it now. Share with me your thoughts on the blog, and I can help you with those. If you're new, jump on in, read some of the other ladies' comments that they've commented on our blog as well. I'm so excited you're doing this with me. I'll be praying for you.